Hey, cherished listeners, Tim Rose here. In case you haven't already heard, I'm re-releasing some of my previous episodes as I've discovered that these episodes are posted in mono as opposed to stereo. Now prepare yourself for this Tim Rose episode in stereo. In Reverb episode number 4, I've combined my second episode, 1-2 Friends, published on September 8th of 2021, with episode 3-5 Dottie Lou, Fact and Fable, published on August 19th of 2022. This Reverb episode includes the songs Fallen Angel, Hard Road, and Dottie Lou. The next section is my conversation with Dottie Lou and a solo guitar and voice version of the song. At the very end is the mashup of all the different versions and bands with whom I've recorded this song. Hello, and welcome to Tim Tunes. I'm Tim Rose, and I've written over 100 songs over the last 50 years. In each podcast, I feature several songs that I've written over the years on a particular theme or subject. I'd like to thank everyone for their kind words from our last podcast, Beginnings. Your support and comments are greatly appreciated. Please keep them coming. If you're a first-time listener to Tim Tunes and enjoy this podcast, I invite you to go back and give Beginnings a listen. I'd like to give a special shout-out today to Joe Cashwell. Joe played bass guitar for me for several years back in the 70s and helped me develop the feel and style for many of my early songs. Nice to see you're on the right side of the dirt and still playing, Joe. Our theme today is Friends. Today, I'll feature 3 songs that I wrote in high school and college to give support to some of my friends in my own passive, non-aggressive way. The song Fallen Angel was written for a girlfriend from college. She was very religious and had recently had a falling out with her father. So I used biblical references throughout the song. For instance, Fallen Angel is an alias for the devil. I'm sort of drawing a comparison between her earthly father and her heavenly father. I could go on and on about all the references and double meanings, but mercifully for you, I won't. For all you guitarists out there, this song uses a drop D tuning, where I tune both of the E strings down a whole step to D. This is recorded at Dave Garavsdo's studio in his home around 1982. I like this version mainly because my wife Marcy is singing backup vocals along with Maureen Keegan. Without further delay, here is Fallen Angel.
Stone, and you found your gods were gone. Did you feel you were forsaken? Did you feel you had been taken? You are not alone. And it's a long, long fall to the pavement from the sky. But before we are reborn, before we learn to fly, we must die. A phoenix from the ashes, she will rise. Lay down your broken crosses and stop all of your crying. For in your Father's eyes, indeed whose eyes are your own, you are dying. But no one can deny that the spark within your eye was kindled in some ancient thought far across the void beyond the sky. Like a phoenix from the ashes, she will rise. Fallen
Ending on the major chord gives the song a lift at the end and says maybe things aren't so bad after all. This technique is known as a Picardy third and has been used extensively since the Renaissance. There are many instances of contemporary songwriters using the technique. One of the best examples of its use can be heard at the end of every chorus in Killing Me Softly with His Song by Roberta Flack. This is the folk version, but there are several other versions of the song, including a reggae version and a rock and roll version. You may have already guessed that I have no aversion to versions. The next piece was written around 1971 for a friend in high school who was having a hard time navigating the inevitable changes that come with that time of life. Everyone going off on their own ways, so many changes, goodbyes, and departures. It's a simple song that features a flat-picked acoustic guitar. I often think of this as the second song I ever wrote. Even way back then, I was looking for ways to make the songs sound different from each other. Although this song has a folk feel like my first song, it feels more like country to me than folk. As I listen to it, I can hear a pedal steel guitar playing in the background. This arrangement is very simple, just one guitar and voice recorded at the same time. I think this recording was from the early 2000s when I was archiving all of my music. I've only ever played it a few times live, mainly back in the 70s. I remember playing it with Joe Cashwell and Steve Vaughan in Frostburg. More on that later. I hope you enjoy Hard Road.
Is cracked with neglect, as is the dust on your soul. Close friends or acquaintances, tedious maintenances of memories from so long ago. You've lost Confusion consumes you like fire. Only you can see what you want to be. Only you can feel that desire. It's a hard road to travel on this journey together, and we still have such a long, long way to go. So let's trust in each other and call ourselves brothers, for we still have such a long, long way to go. Cast off your chains of suspicion, my friend. Sow your seeds in the wind. The harvest of your past has ended at last. Leave it all and start over again. But it's a hard road to travel on this journey together, and we still have such a long, long way to go. So let's trust in each other and call ourselves brothers, for we still have such a long, long way to go.
Instead of making this song verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, as in other early songs, I eliminated the first chorus. A chorus needs to be either very compelling or have a great hook to be repeated 3 times in a song. Here the chorus serves as a kind of bridge, but is repeated. Usually, but not always, the bridge is only played once in a song. Sometimes writers will start the intro with the end of the bridge, as it usually, but not always, harmonically resolves to the verse. There are no hard and fast rules in songwriting, just guidelines. Without them, it's just chaos, cats and dogs living together. A friend of mine in college, circa 1974, was feeling put upon because she somehow had developed a bad girl reputation. She dressed like a hippie, wasn't shy, and always spoke her mind. I guess that was enough for people to make assumptions about her morals. So, I decided to take that reputation and turn it on its head and feature the benefits of a bad reputation. Dottie Lou is a very real person. She might even comment on this podcast if we're lucky. When I wrote this song, Joe Cashwell, Steve Vaughn, and I were playing a weekly gig at a small bar in Frostburg, Maryland. At the time, the drinking age for beer and wine was 18. We got paid in beer and tips. When we passed the hat in the audience among our fellow college students, there wasn't a lot in it. So, we had to optimize the beer part of our compensation. This led to a style of guitar that could be played no matter how many sheets to the wind we were. The stride pacing and barroom feel of the song was a byproduct of our payment as well. Back in those days, and still today to some extent, Dottie Lou was my most popular song. Today's version was recorded at Bias Studios in Springfield, Virginia in 1982. This song and 3 others were later released that year on a red vinyl extended play record, or EP. Back before streaming and MP3s and CDs, it was difficult to distribute your music without making a record. You could make a cassette, but the EP showed that you were a little more serious. The EP was a little bit bigger than a standard single, but played at 33 1/3 RPM and had a little hole in it like a long play record. This recording features Ted Onulak on saxophone, Dave Garavstos on keys, Charlie Phelps on bass, James Reese Dillard on drums, and me on guitar and vocals. The song was engineered, mixed, and mastered by Jim Robeson with support from Dale Allen and John Eggers. Here is Dottie Lou.
What do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Should I just stand at the bar, love, and talk until 2? Tell me, what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? She got the long brown hair and a slinky smile, and when she starts to shake it, Lord, she drives me wild. When you're stepping out with Dottie Lou, you're stepping out in style. Well, she makes you feel like a man, and it's just a little while. Oh, that sweet, sweet little Dottie Lou. Come on, baby, what do you want me to do? Should I just stand at the bar and talk it till 2? Or what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Well, you think she's not looking when you lay down your card, but I can tell you, sucker, that she's looking hard. Well, you might look good, but you can't see far, and she's off before you know it in somebody else's car. Oh, yeah. Well, some say she's been misguided, and others say she's ought to tame, but everybody gets excited when they mention her name. Well, the women all get indignant, and the men all go insane. But tell me, is sweet little Dottie Lou really the one to blame? Well, no, oh, no, 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 you know I really don't. I say I don't think so. Come on, tell me, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Dottie Lou?
Although I've played this song with virtually every band I was in, this is still my favorite recording of it. By the way, you can catch Ted the saxophonist playing with his band Exit 10 almost every Monday night in Washington, D.C., in the Adams Morgan section at Madam's Organ, a popular bar with live music. Yes, that's a real thing. You can follow the band at exit10music.com. And you can follow Dave Garavstos at davegaravstos.com as he plays all over the greater D.C. metro area. Please don't ask me to spell it. Well, that's all we wrote for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment as you see fit. Next time, our topic will be transitions, and will feature songs written for the transitions that adults go through as we age. As always, you can stream or purchase my published music on your favorite music source: Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, or Amazon. Napster, Rhapsody, eMusic. There's a lot. Can't remember off the top of my head. Some of them I think are out of business now, or have been sold, or just don't even really exist anymore. Maybe. And now, on to the next episode. Dottie Lou has long been one of my most popular songs. Every band I play in wants to play it. Everyone who plays the song wants to meet Dottie. Today we'll break down the song and try to discover what makes it so popular. And we'll have a little chat with Dottie Lou Crisp herself, live and in person, and catch up with her and what she's been doing with herself for the past 30 years or so. Hi, I'm Tim Rose, and this is the Tim Tunes Podcast, Episode 3-5, Dottie Lou, Fable and Fact. In this episode, we'll dive into the song Dottie Lou and speak with the lady herself. So relax, take your shoes off, and settle back for the next 20 minutes or so. I met Dottie Lou Crisp at Frostburg State College in Frostburg, Maryland, around 1974 or so. We were friends. We took a few classes together and hung around a bit, but we were never a thing. Consequently, I can still sing the song. A word to the wise: don't put the name of your girl/boyfriend in a song. I promise you that later on, your spouse or significant other won't like it when you sing those songs. And God forbid that song becomes popular. Then you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I digress. I remember that Dottie Lou was going through a rough patch. She had developed a reputation. Now, back in the day, a reputation was not a good thing for a girl to develop. It meant that you were easy and that you had loose morals. With the song Dottie Lou, I decided to take that reputation and instead of seeing it as a weakness, infuse it with the power it really had. So now, instead of Dottie Lou, the character in the song, being a victim, the real Dottie Lou never was, by the way, she wields the power of her sex. In reality, a lot of this was me observing her and simply documenting what was going on. But what is it that makes this song so popular? I think there are three things. 1, the possibility of sex. 2, catchy tune and lyrics, easy to understand and remember. And 3, start with the hook. Let's look at these in reverse order. Starting with the hook is a time-honored way to get the listener into the song right away. So, by beginning the song with the chorus, I go right into the hook. A lot of popular songs do this. In fact, this was one of Frank Sinatra's techniques that subsequent music producers recognized and brought forward into rock and roll. For instance, the songs Rock and Roll Music and Maybelline by Chuck Berry go right to the hook. So instead of verse, chorus, verse, chorus, I play chorus, verse, chorus, verse. This immediately gets the attention of the listener and has them wondering, who is this Dottie Lou and why are you waiting for her? Now they want to hear the verse and understand who Dottie Lou is. If I started with the verse, then you run the risk of missing the first verse and then not getting the humor of the song. This is especially true when you're playing the song in a barroom environment, which is what we were doing most of the time. At the time I wrote this song, I was listening to a lot of stride-influenced music. Redbone, Little Feat, Bonnie Raitt, Scott Joplin, and I loved that choppy wood rhythm guitar strumming style. This is what I mean by that. At the same time, I was listening to a lot of circle of fifths or fourths progressions. These are found in folk songs like Jonathan Edwards' Shanty or millions of jazz songs and transitions from one verse to another. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This stuff can be found all over my songs, especially the songs of this period. In fact, this song starts off on a G chord, then goes to an F sharp chord. What was I thinking? I think somehow the F sharp is a substitute for the fifth chord. Back to the root, and then I'm off to the circle of fourths mentioned before in the second half of the chorus. In fact, I use the same chord progression in the verse, only down an octave lower. Here, listen to the middle of the chorus with just the chords and the melody.
Should I just stand at the bar, love, and talk until 2? Tell me, what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou?
Now, listen to the verse with the same chords, played twice as long, but in the same order.
She got the long brown hair and a slinky smile, and when she starts to shake it, Lord, she drive me wild. When you're stepping out with Dottie Lou, you're stepping out in style. Well, she'll make you feel like a man in just a little while. Oh, that's sweet.
I didn't even realize that this was the case, the way these chords were constructed, until I did this analysis of the song. There's no falling in love in this song. There is, however, the possibility of sex. At least, that is what is implied by the song, or perhaps inferred by the user. It seems there's a line of suitors all wanting the attentions of Dottie Lou. We get the impression that Dottie Lou is free to choose, or not choose, as she so whims. I think there's a kernel of truth here in that in almost any relationship, sexual or otherwise, there's one person asking for something, and another person giving something. Or not. That being said, I didn't really think about any of this stuff in the 45 minutes it took me to write this song back in the 70s. Heck, it's taken me a lot longer to analyze it than it took me to write it. And after all, these are just my own opinions. I feel a little like a tree trying to describe itself. Okay, enough of my pontificating. Let's listen to the song and guitar-only version of Dottie Lou. I think this is the best version where you can hear the chords and the lyrics clearly. Recorded in 2009 and included on my virtually live collection of songs, here is Dottie Lou.
Dottie Lou, what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Should I just stand at the bar, love, and talk until 2? Tell me, what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? She got the long brown hair and a slinky smile, and when she starts to shake it, Lord, she drive me wild. When you're stepping out with Dottie Lou, you're stepping out in style. Well, she'll make you feel like a man in just a little while. Oh, that's sweet, sweet little Dottie Lou. Come on, baby, what do you want me to do? Should I just stand at the bar and talk until 2? What do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Well, you'll think she's not looking when you lay down your cards, but I can tell you, sucker, that she's looking hard. Well, you might look good, but you can't see far, and she's off before you know it in somebody else's car. Oh, yeah. Sweet little Dottie Lou. Come on, baby. What do you want me to do? Should I just stand at the bar, you know, until 2? I said, now what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Well, some say she's been misguided, and others say she's hard to tame, but everybody gets excited when they mention her name. Well, the women all get indignant, and the men all go insane. But tell me, is sweet little Dottie Lou really the one to blame? Whoa, no! Oh, no, 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 no. You know, I really don't. I say I don't think so. Come on and tell me, what do you want me what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou?
I met up with Dottie Lou in the summer of 2022 in Arlington, Virginia. We hadn't seen each other in at least 20 years as we sat down to have a nice chat. So this is Tim Rose, and this is the Tim Rose Tim Tunes podcast. And I'm here today with Dottie Lou Crisp. And how are you, Dottie?
I'm doing great today, thank you.
That's great, that's great. So Dottie, where are you from?
I'm a third-generation native Washingtonian.
Wow.
And I've lived mostly in the D.C. area until I had a career and I moved to California. Mm-hmm. And now I'm back.
Wow, that's and you're retired now?
I am. I'm a retired attorney.
And what kind of what kind of stuff did you do?
I was a trial attorney, and I also did appeals. That's what I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to deal with clients so much.
Yeah.
But I also did water law and public law.
In California.
All in California.
Yeah, water law in California. It's a big different thing than it is here.
Oh, way different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like gold.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because most of it is a desert.
It's life, it's money. You know?
Extremely.
Yeah. Whereas here, we have rain.
Yes, right. When you have rain.
When I say here, I'm in D.C. right now, but I mean, I live up in Boston. So.
Oh, and there's plenty of rain up there, too.
Yeah, a lot of times. We've had a couple of droughts the past few years.
Well, they're everywhere.
But, I mean, what we call a drought, you guys call good weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Or the California people.
Yeah. I loved living in California.
Yeah.
But I came back to the East because this is where my family is.
I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
I remember, I think I met you, who was you at Frostburg? I know it was at Frostburg, but I remember when I met you, you had like a bandana around your head. You had on jeans and you had on, I think, leather boots. Am I remembering that, or some kind of boots or something?
Oh yeah, I wore those moccasin.
Yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the moccasin shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought this girl's cool. She's very cool, very hip. And you were talking to Ann Wallinger, and somehow I just got into the conversation. I probably just inserted myself into it.
She was a great teacher.
Yeah.
I loved her.
Yeah. So that was where I first became aware of you. And then, I got to know you kind of peripherally for a little while, and then, we kind of became friends through theater because I think we were taking some of the same classes or something, maybe.
In the theater.
Now, Dottie Lou is your real name, though.
Well, my name is Dorothy Lou Crisp.
Dorothy Lou. Okay.
Dorothy.
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 Okay. Well, it's easier to say Dottie Lou.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I've been known as for many years.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people still just call me Dottie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or anybody call you Dot?
No, I wouldn't allow that.
I remember you supporting me when I was here in the area playing.
Right.
I remember you going to
somewhere in
the Singer Studio.
Yes.
And that time I played I played Dottie Lou, of course. But I remember at one point you taught me a certain skill that was very valuable to me in years to come.
What's
the
that?
Dip kiss. How to dip somebody. The thing where you turn them and you...
Oh, I don't remember that.
You made my head spin. You dip kissed me. And it's like... Because what happens is like you totally lose everything, The other person is like totally helpless. It's like a karate move or something. But... I remember that, and it was like, wow, I gotta remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I have no recollection of it whatsoever.
Well, you know, time.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Time and beer.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we were kids.
We were kids, having a good time.
That's right.
Yeah. So that was when I kind of started getting going on playing and writing songs and stuff. And that was while in that house is where I wrote Dottie Lou.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. Something precipitated it that made me, you know, somebody said something about you, like, was casting shade on you. And I thought, well, that's not nice. But they're just jealous, you know. So then I wrote the song.
Yeah.
And I have to say that song has withstood the test of time.
Really?
Every band that I play it with loves it.
Really?
Yes, every band.
It is a great song.
Loves it. And every crowd loves it. You know, it's one of those, I always thought it was like this super simple song until I tried to play it for other musicians. And they're like, what's the chord there? You know? And it's like, it's not that, I mean, it's straightforward, you know, but it's not, you know, it's funny, like when you look at something and you get really into it and you think things are simple, and then you know, somebody else comes to look at it and it's like, but they're not.
Right.
You know?
Don't you find, like, when you're trying to tell the story of your life?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That, you know, I've told people, you know, things about my life, and then it's like, oh, well, it didn't seem that complicated when I was going through it.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess it's
Yeah.
the same way with
I know,
music.
it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I think it's about any kind of thing that you study or you look at closely. You just assume after a while that everybody knows that.
Exactly.
And I think that's what happens with the internet, right? It's like people are like studying the internet and they just see the same, because it gets reinforced, you see the same thing over and over and over. You just think everybody thinks that way.
Right.
And everybody thinks the way that whatever they're looking at and, you know, whatever's getting reinforced for them is.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so screwed up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's literally like polar opposites. You know?
And nobody wants to hear what, you know, what's going on in the other people's minds. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. Too bad. Those people are so messed up.
But we're perfect.
We're perfect. That's right. I always try to put that little, maybe this isn't what you think it is. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But it's not really necessarily about who you think it's about.
Right.
Right, that's the whole point. So you may think you know who this ditty is about. There is at least one person who you know like this, no doubt. But you better take that plank out from your own eye, my friend, and look at how you get your facts before casting aspersions. So yeah, your song it's famous. But you know, I remember you supporting me when I was here in the area playing.
Right.
I remember you going to
somewhere in
the Singer Studio.
Yes.
And you know, that time I played I played Dottie Lou, of course. And when I played Fallen Angel, and I hit that last chord, you know, that Picardy third that comes out, you know, it's all this negative, and then at the end it's positive kind of thing. And there was dead silence after I did that, you know, and I thought, oh man, I've really fucked up. And then people were like,
yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for supporting me through that.
Well, it's my pleasure, because I always loved hearing you sing.
Yeah.
Falling
So that's funny, isn't it? How all this stuff is like all packed in together.
Yeah.
I went to your house once, I think. I don't remember what it was for, but I went to your house and I don't remember why.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Maybe it was one of the parties I had when my parents were away.
There was no party.
No?
It was just me knocking on the door, and your dad came to the door.
Oh, okay.
You know, and Papa Crisp.
And he was probably very cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Back in those days, he didn't have a very good sense of humor.
No.
Well, he was working 2 full-time jobs, you know.
Oh my God.
The blue-collar neighborhood.
Yeah. And you're Baptist, right?
I grew up Southern Baptist.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, went to Temple Hills Baptist Church.
That's where I went. I was a Boy Scout there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. When the church got struck by lightning. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, the temple, the steeple. You could go in the sanctuary and you could see the line.
Oh, yeah.
You
remember that.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we went there from the time we moved to Maryland in 1963 and until I got out of law school in 1983.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Situation.
Well, I grew up singing in that. Well, we went to Baptist churches when we lived in Virginia before moving to Maryland. But I sang in everything there. The only time my dad came to church with us was when I was singing.
Can you get me into heaven, friend? Do you think you've got the key?
So, but yes, Southern Baptist, that singing was like, you sang 5 hymns in a service. That was the way it was.
Yeah. Just as I am.
That the invitation hymn, just as I am.
I mean, my favorite. Up from the grave he arose with the mighty triumph o'er his foes. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. I always thought that would make a great rock song.
Yeah.
You know.
But the beginning of it is so. Low in the grave he lay.
Right. So many intros. You forget all the intros.
Yeah.
I'd do a Sinatra thing where I'd go right to the hook and start the song with the hook.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way it should be.
then people were like, oh yeah.
Right.
And did you do Bible drills?
Oh yeah, sword drills.
Sword drills, right? Yeah. Exactly, sword drills.
Yeah.
I already talked about that in one of my podcasts.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Because you pull out the. Yeah. I had a special hardcover Bible.
Oh,
so that it wouldn't flop around and I could get to Psalms right away.
Yeah. And find the other.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And you know what? If you're not Southern Baptist, you don't know that stuff.
I know.
Because I go to Episcopal church now.
Right.
And
they don't do that.
They don't do anything. A Bible.
No.
You're like, you have a Book of Common Prayer, but you
right.
There's no Bible.
Well, Episcopal is like a step away from Catholic.
Yeah, it's Catholic light.
Yeah, exactly. And my wife I said, well, don't you read the Bible? She said, no, they told us don't read the Bible. It'll only confuse you. Yeah.
I used to go, one of the churches I went to when my daughter was little was a Evangelical Friends church. So it had the Friends tradition.
Evangelical Friends?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. That's sort of like...
It's a niche.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was on the worship team there, and we would sing, and then sometimes just at the end of the song, we would just kind of vocalize, and it would just like be. It wasn't like we thought about doing it. It just
that's so Friends
happened.
That's such a Friends thing, isn't it?
Just let the inner light, the whole inner light thing, just kind of came out.
I bet that was awesome.
And it was. It was like a high. It really was. Just your whole being just sort of came out of your mouth and your whole body, and I really enjoyed that. That was a spiritual experience,
Yeah.
And it was music. It was.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, do you have any cause or anything that you want to support right now? Anything you want people to give money to?
I am a big supporter of humane societies.
Okay.
So whatever. I just think any assistance one can give to SPCA or various humane societies, that's where I would put my...
Okay. Well, I'm going to put in a link to one. Do you
Oh,
do you have
okay.
any particular one?
How about the Winchester SPCA?
Okay, there you go. Winchester, Virginia, SPCA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. It's a good
All right, is there
right.
something maybe...
In the
Now,
theater.
Dottie Lou is your real name, though.
Well, my name is Dorothy Lou Crisp.
Dorothy Lou. Okay.
Dorothy.
D-O-R-O.
Dorothy.
Dorothy. Okay. Okay, that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Special thanks to Dottie Lou Crisp and to Inspector J at freesound.org for the use of his boing sound effect. By the way, if you want to listen to some of the songs from the last 2 seasons, and you don't want to have to listen to me prattling on, just go to tim-rose.com for links to stream all the music from the first 2 seasons. You can drop me a line at Tim Tunes Podcast on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
Dottie Lou, what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Should I just stand at the bar, love, and talk at you too? Tell me, what do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? She got the long brown hair and the slinky smile, and when she starts to shake it, Lord, she drives me wild. When you're stepping out with Dottie Lou, you're stepping out in style. Well, she'll make you feel like a man in just a little while. Oh, that's sweet, sweet little Dottie Lou. Come on, baby, what do you want me to do? Should I just stand at the bar and talk until 2? What do you want me to do, Dottie Lou? Well, some say she's not looking when you lay down your cards, but I can tell you, brother, that she's looking hard. Well, you might look good, but you can't see far, and she's off before you know it in somebody else's car. Oh, yeah. Well, some say she's been misguided, and others say she's out of tame, but everybody gets excited when they mention her name. Well, the women all get indignant, and the men all go insane, but tell me, is sweet little Dottie Lou really the one to blame? Whoa, no, oh, no, 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 you know I really don't, I say I don't think so. Come on, tell me, what do you